Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VISTA Campus Tour on Life After Resources. I'm Michelle Bond with Campaign Consultation. We are a training and technical assistance provider for the Corporation for National Community Service and have been involved with VISTA for the last several years in developing and maintaining the VISTA Campus. We've currently redesigned several of the sections that we'll be reviewing today, and we hope that you find this information and overview of where to find some of the key resources really valuable. You may notice on the right-hand bottom portion of your screen there is a very brief poll. We just want to get a sense of your familiarity with the campus, so if you would just take a couple minutes to fill that out while we're getting started. And as I said, we really hope that this gives you a broad overview of what's available, particularly for your Life After VISTA needs. And with me today is Sharon Rabb. She'll be helping on the technical end, and she's a project specialist here at Campaign Consultation.
Hello, everyone. Just a few tips for those of you who are using WebEx, which is this tool that we are presenting our webinar through today. If you use your internet connection, you can reconnect using the link that was emailed to you. And if you lose your phone connection, you can redial the number that was sent to you and is also up in the chat section. If you're having problems with WebEx, there's a number for WebEx support. We do not have your voices muted. You will need to mute them yourselves if you are in your office where there is any noise going on by pressing *6. And when you want to speak, you can press #6. We do not have the function for raising a hand operating right now, too. So just give us a question in the chat if you have any questions.
Thank you, Sharon. So what we hope to do today is, once we get a sense of how familiar many of you are with the campus, give you an idea of how to get started, touch on a few basic elements that are available as soon as you enter for the VISTA area, focus on an overview of the Life After VISTA page, drill down into some of the Life After VISTA tools. Life as a VISTA first, and then within that is Life After VISTA, as we'll show you. Point you in the direction of some other campus resources that you might find helpful. Go over a few tips for using the campus, and then we invite you to provide us your feedback via evaluation. We're in the process of upgrading and revamping our webinars to provide you information on a variety of topics, so it'll be really beneficial to get that feedback from you. And so again, thank you for joining us, and we're ready to get started here. So for those of you who have been to the campus, this page should look very familiar. We've got the VISTA landing area, which is in the upper right-hand quadrant there that says Vistas. And that's where you would enter the campus. You can, of course, enter from any direct link, but that's the way that we're going to go in today, so you can get a sense of how to navigate that. We do encourage you to have an account for the VISTA campus. You'll see there is an enter as a guest option under the sign-in, and so the campus is open to anyone who does want to take a look around and access resources, but we really do encourage you to set up an account. This will enable you to take part completely in the features that are available, such as the forums, such as the VISTA map, starting threads and responding. Many of the courses that are available, those are all tied to your user profile, which is enabled when you set up an account. Are we ready with the poll results yet, or do we still need a couple minutes?
Yes, it looks like we do have poll results now, and we have approximately 85% of the people have visited the campus, and they use it either monthly or a few times a year, with a few people using it weekly. And they use the campus mainly to, let's see if I can tell, get answers and to search for specific resources. So that is our poll.
Okay, great. So it looks like we have a good balance of new users and experienced users, and in terms of how often you use the campus. So hopefully, if you are nearing the end of your service or somewhere in the middle, some of the things that we'll go over today will be very helpful for you. And I would encourage you, as Sharon said, to ask any questions via chat, and you can also unmute your line and ask questions via the phone line as well. Try to give lots of opportunities for that. Okay, so I'm going to show you my desktop here, so I can take you around the areas that we're going to focus on. And what we're looking at right now is a screenshot for the Life as a VISTA section. For those of you who've been here, you may have come to access your TCBs or the Civil Rights and Responsibilities course that everyone must take going into their PSO. And that's the tab here. You can see my desktop, just to give you a sense. This is really the area that is about the experience of serving as a VISTA. So any of the questions regarding service, living allowance, contact information, navigating your VISTA life cycle, those questions are going to be answered here. And let me just tell you how I got into here and back up 1 second so that you can see the gateway. Which those of you who've been on the campus, this may also look familiar. This is the VISTA Campus landing area for members. And so we've got the slideshow that's highlighting some of the key elements that might be of interest to you. That's where you may have found out about the campus tour, let you know about the VISTA map where you can add a pin for your service and search for others in your area. Find out what's going on the events calendar, and that corresponds right here. So you can see the campus tours are listed here. And we'll be updating these on a regular basis. It's also where you might find our Social Media Monday webinars, which are offered every other month. And any local events that are going on in your area would also be listed on this calendar. So we want to make sure that you take a look at that. There's also the campus catalog, which you may or may not be familiar with, which serves as an index essentially for all of the resources in the VISTA member area. So you can find, if for instance somebody told you they were on the campus and they found something on fundraising, you can search through here and see what's available. We do have a traditional search, but this is a way to kind of find something if you know the title of it, but you may not remember in which area you saw it. Then also on this main page, you've got the quick link to the member handbook, which is a really commonly accessed tool, and it provides a lot of answers to many frequently asked questions. And then the quick links at the bottom here also correspond with the slideshow elements, and they'll take you right to those resources. So you can enter any of the three main areas, Life as a VISTA, the work, and connect with VISTAs in multiple ways from this page. Going back into the Life as a VISTA area where we talked about, again, this is really about navigating the cycle of your service. So some of the key pieces of information that are available here, things to get started, both once you have, before you go to PSO, but then also after you've gone if you want to come back and take a look at some of those courses. We also have VISTA History and Mission. Just to give you a sense of how each of these areas is organized, we have some of the more cornerstone pieces of information relevant to each topic here at the top with the larger icons. And then as you scroll down and have supplemental material, that's also available on this page. So for instance, what is capacity building is very important to what VISTAs do. And so we have that as a supplemental piece of information here on the bottom portion of the page. Just take a moment to pause since we had that a bit of confusion. Does anyone have any questions just about the initial steps? I know we kind of got interrupted, so I want to make sure that for those of you still with us, addressing anything you might be concerned about. Okay, well, as I was saying, the Life as a VISTA area is really focused on the tools you need to get through your service year. And so items like the Living Allowance course can be accessed here. The listing of what the living allowance rates are by area, all of this information that is particular to that aspect of service can be accessed here. You can also use the sidebar navigation to jump from topic to topic. So if you're looking for a particular contact information, you have learned about the resource board at PSO, but then also another link to the VISTA handbook, the My AmeriCorps information, which can take you to the portal where you can look up your service information, and then of course the National Service Hotline. So this Finding Help area is really about contact information tools, people that you might need to get in touch with to get answers or find out information in regard to your service. Where we're going to spend most of our time today is down here in the Life After VISTA category. If those of you who've been to the campus have accessed this area before, you know that it kind of takes you through some of the key pieces of information that you might be looking for when you're thinking about what to do after your service. In particular, the Using Your Ed Award Effectively course is an entire body of information that was developed by Education Northwest to help take you through some of the key questions about what you need to know in regard to your education award. And so you see over here on the right some of these key questions, asking what you want to do if you're looking to go to school, if you're looking to pay back your loans, purchase something that can be used for school, such as a laptop or a computer. What might you do besides be looking to go to school? What kind of tax information do you need to know? If you want to donate your education award to someone else, relevant for members who are 55 and older, and then if you want to have your award sent to the school or lender now. And so this is kind of the quick link section for some of the things that you might like to do that are covered in this course. And you can see there are these drop downs that share stories of members who might be in similar situation as you, or can give you examples of some things that you might like to do in regard to using your Ed Award, schools that match it, how to handle situations about loans, taxes, VISTA's section, and then a guidebook for using it. And so just to give you a sense, each of these sections is further built out, talks to you about what you can do and all of the related content to this section. So if you're looking for information about forbearance, income-based repayment, and strategies for both taking out loans and loans forgiveness, you can find all of that information here. So this is a really robust tool designed specifically for AmeriCorps members and the Education Award. And so many of the questions that you are looking to get answers to can be found there. If we go back into the Life After VISTA area, another key tool is this fact sheet that often many people have questions about travel at the end of service. And so one thing I didn't point out earlier, but obviously you've seen, is that these resources are offered in different ways. So for instance, the Using Your Ed Award is a course that has its own amount of information and tabs that you can go through. It has activities in there, and exercises to help relay that information. Then you have something like the travel fact sheet, which is a PDF that you might download or print that is a series of FAQs for quick access that you can immediately either apply or share with someone else. Another thing that's offered here in these two tools, actually, What's Next and VISTA Work, tend to work hand in hand. So for VISTAs who are really at any point in your service year, I'm sure you know it's not too early to think about what's next, particularly if you're considering looking for future employment and the state of trends in the workplace now. It's never too early to start thinking about that. And so What's Next is really another very robust course that is really focused on helping you make that decision. So you can see there are many pieces to this, and there are also activities that really guide you through the way that you want to think about your next steps, journaling activities that correspond with activities within this course, where you can jot down your thoughts in response to a particular question or activity, or just make note of some of the connections and some of the organizations that you've encountered throughout your service that might be places that you want to consider looking into when you're ready to move on. And so the three main areas that the What's Next course focuses on are whether you want to go to school, whether you're looking to establish a career, or whether you might want to do either another year of VISTA service, another stream of service, Peace Corps. All of those considerations are tackled in this course. So it's really a great tool to help think about what to do next in that regard. Replace that window. Any questions so far? I'm going to take us back into the Life After area and point out a couple more tools. But any questions on what we've gone over so far? Okay, as I mentioned, the VISTA Works course is once you've made that decision about what's next after your service year, so you've gone through the exercises where you've done some thinking about what you want to do and decided that the workforce is where you want to point in the direction of your search. VISTA Works is a really comprehensive tool geared just towards that. You can see it has its own 5 areas that it focuses on, looks at trends in the current job market, assessment tools, and just to give you an example, there are 3 assessment tools within here. Self-assessment, which really just helps you think about what you want to do, what energizes you, what kind of environment you want to work in, how to really combine your skills and your interests and find something that really, not only are you going to be employed in, but be happy and energized by. There's the personal budgeting tool, which really maps out, you've been living on a stipend as a VISTA and helps you think through some of the decisions that you'll need to make and how much you will need to live on and map that out in a way that helps give you a sense of what kind of salary ranges you might be looking for. And then a location assessment. So if you're looking to relocate or try something new, what are some things that are appealing to you and how might you go about identifying those? And so these are a series of activities that take you through a way to identify those things. And we then have a pretty comprehensive section on our resume builder, which really walks you through how to apply the skills and the experience that you've had as a VISTA, how to translate that onto your resume to show not only where you've served and what you've done, but really the impact of that, how many people that you've reached, how many dollars you've helped raise, how much, really to make the capacity building that you've done more tangible. And so this also includes a sample resume, a sample cover letter, and a guide, as well as asking you a series of questions where you put in information that can help give you a completed resume at the end. The 4th section really covers job searching, so really how to match, again, what you're looking for with what's out there, some strategies for searching, but then also how to track those applications that you put out. You might be applying for a lot of different positions in a lot of different organizations, and so the last thing that you want is when somebody does call you back to not know, where those materials are or which particular position it's in regard to. So there are some ways to help you do that are also in this tool. And then finally, winning interviews. Goes through some different types of interviews that are out there, some tips for that. You can actually practice interviewing through an activity here. Some typical questions, you get a chance to respond to them, and then based on your response, you'll either get feedback or get on to the next question. So it's just a fun way to be able to learn a little bit more about and practice your interview skills. So all that is in VISTA Works, as I mentioned, and combined with what's next, those two really give you a sense of, if you've got even just a little bit of time each week to devote to this, when you get to the point where you're ready to start applying, you'll be a couple steps ahead. And then a few more really important pieces of information that are offered for Life After VISTA are the College Cost and Reduction Access Act information guide, the list again of the institutions that match the Ed Award. So this is pulled out of the Using Your Ed Award course and really just highlighted for you here in case you're looking for something quickly. And then some information about non-competitive eligibility. I know that there are a lot of questions out there as to how to use it and where it applies. And so this PDF goes through those considerations so that you can know exactly what benefits are available to you. Finally, Peace Corps, information about, that's another type of service you're interested in. You can get information about that there, and then of course be directed to the site where you might apply or read some stories of others who have served. Another thing to point out, which is available on all these pages, are the opportunities to both read and submit feedback. We have this star rating system. So if you find something that's helpful to you, or if it's even not so helpful, and you want to comment on it to save your other VISTA's time or really help them pare down the types of tools that might be useful to them, we recommend that you do that. And then of course you can access the VISTA forums, and the two that are available through Life After VISTA are the VISTA alumni and the job board, which are two that obviously for recent alums, this is a great way to stay connected, but also really good way to offer encouragement and guidance to newer VISTAs. And then of course the job board, where if you're interested in another year of service, you might find a VISTA posting that you like, but then there are also employers and non-competitive eligible positions that are also posted here, so you want to check those out. And then finally, some supplemental links for other information relevant to recent alums. Any questions on the Life After VISTA area? Okay, well, another thing that I will point out is the Connect with VISTAs section. Some of you are probably very familiar with this, and this is where you'll find access to the complete listing of VISTA forums. And if you do sign up for them, you can get alerts so that when someone posts on a thread that perhaps you started, it'll come right to your email and you can actually reply there as well. This module here that we're looking at is an active live module, so it's always going to be showing the last post, the latest post for a particular topic according to these tabs. And you can click into them and look at the complete listing of posts, how many responses they've gotten, start a new thread, etc. So want to be sure to check those out. And then we're in the process of combining the VISTA map, so the Who's Online Now, resource map, and overview map will all be combined, and you'll be able to enter a PIN that's associated with your campus account so that you can show where you're serving, you can show the years of your service, and you can really see the span of VISTAs who've served since its inception in 1965, and you can also post resources that are particularly useful to the area that you're serving in, and view others. So if you're towards the end of your service and you've made some great partnerships, you want to be sure to capture those in the resource map so that you can help others who will serve after you. And then, on the other side of that, if you're just getting started and looking for what is available, you want to make sure to take a look at that and see if there are any resources that have been posted by others in your area. And a couple other things to note. We've got the VISTA campaign, which you may have heard about during PSO, just encouraging VISTAs to submit stories or photos of their service to help kind of share the larger story of VISTA. And then the viewfinder is actually a link to the archives of stories about particular VISTA projects that break down across issue area as it relates to poverty. So obviously we know VISTAs are working in several different organizations, with very specific areas of focus. And so it's really a great opportunity to see the impact of the program and the impact of a particular project on that issue broadly. And then within each issue there are outside resources, best practices, experts, additional information. So would encourage you to take a look in here. There's really a great wealth of information. And so there are about 3 years of archives here, and you can see covering lots of different issues. So we encourage you to also visit that area. And then finally, our social media links, which you also may be familiar with. We often say, the campus is really the online environment for all training and information and really resources to help you in your service. And if you're looking for instant information or posts or want to share things that are going on with you, our social media channels are really the best way to do that. So make sure that you are following us in one of those locations. Any questions on the Connect section? Okay, and one other thing I will point out, given the Life After VISTA, is there is many of the resources that I pointed out in regard to helping you with figuring out what's next after VISTA, living the Life as a VISTA section. There's an alumni area here, and you can see we're in a different section by the icon here on the upper left-hand side. And, oh, thank you. That's okay. Can you still see my desktop or no? Yes. So anyway, I was just pointing out that this is the area that is really specifically meant for alumni, but if you're interested in things that are happening after VISTA, this is a great place to make that connection. So once you move on from being a VISTA, then you will find some things that are useful within the Life After VISTA section. See my desktop? Okay. I'm trying to do that. So you can see that we're in the alumni area by the icon on the upper left-hand side here. And there are a couple areas similar to what's in that the section that I went over before, but this is a little bit further developed for alums who have served over the last 45 plus years. And so just wanted to let you know of this area that's available so that once you do become an alum, you might continue your interaction with the campus in this way as well. Okay, so as we mentioned with Life After VISTA, the campus is really meant to be a place where you can access the resources that you need to further delve into these questions. So those particular questions around the Ed Award, really good questions, and you know, more familiar here with how to get around the campus. And so really just want to point you in the direction of the places where you can go to get a deeper understanding. And so as we mentioned, Life After VISTA focuses on tools to use your education award effectively, think about what's next. So as you decide whether you want to go to school or look for a job or continue on a lifetime of service path, all of those opportunities can be accessed and learn more about there. We touched on VISTA Works, which is the tool for really approaching your job search from kind of trends all the way through interviews, and pointed out a couple of other tools in the Connecting with VISTA area and also the Life After VISTA area for alumni, and then also pointed out the VISTA forums. So we want to encourage you to use those and really use one another as resources in that space. Any other questions? Okay, and remember you can also still use the chat. So just to touch on a couple of tips for using the campus, obviously save your login information. Use the search box. That is a campus-wide search. I didn't actually get to show that to you, but that is something where you can find information available on any section of the campus. So you know, use tag words and keywords to search there. Take a look around, as we mentioned, and as I'm sure you saw, there's really a ton of information there. And so these sessions are really designed to kind of point you in the direction of the resources where you can find a lot more information about some of the questions you might have. Familiarizing yourself with the campus catalog. So for example, if you didn't remember the name of a particular resource that we looked at today, but you know, you would know it if you saw it, you want to make sure that you pull up the campus catalog. It can be used almost as an index to search for a particular title of a resource. Bookmark your favorite pages. You know, once you find something that's useful to you. If you're logged in, you'll be able to go right to that page, and it's a nice way to not lose track of the things that you might frequently want to access, particularly if you're using the Education Award course. It is pretty comprehensive, and maybe you don't have time to take a look at it all at once, but you want to find out a couple of more things pertinent to your award so you can start using it. You can bookmark that and be able to access it at any time. And then finally, start a conversation. As I mentioned, the forums are probably the most frequently used part of the campus. They've become a great resource for members and supervisors and even in state offices. So, those are monitored so that if you do have questions, those can be answered, but really we want you to see those as your space and a place where you can have a conversation with others in your community. And if you haven't already, please take a look at the evaluation that's open. We would really appreciate your feedback. As I said, we're in the process of expanding these tours into topic-specific webinars that can go a little bit deeper. And so we would appreciate any input that you have in regard to that. And you can fill that out. There's some open-ended questions as well as some checkbox questions that are available on the right-hand portion there. And again, thank you very much for your participation. We are taking, as I said, a brief break to revise and update and add to the list of tours and webinars that we have available. So be sure to check the campus calendar for an updated schedule. We'll resume at the end of June and take a look at really how to make your VISTA service work in regard to your living allowance and stipends. So if you have any questions, you can contact us at the VISTA Campus at campaignconsultation.com. As we said, take a look at the campus calendar and please spread the word about these sessions and continue to give us your feedback so that we can make sure that we're answering the questions and capturing what everyone is looking for in these sessions. So thank you again. Thank you for hanging with us during some of our technical difficulty earlier today, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.